Hello, today in less than 5 minutes, KNG International Advisors will give you a summary of last week's most important international financial news, focusing on software that saves lives. This is part 3 of our series, Let's Talk Long Term. Last week, we identified 4 primary characteristics we think are critical when deciding which trends to invest in for the long term. As a reminder, these are the scale of change, the breadth of the trend, predictability, and valuation. This week, we'll give an example which matches these criteria, but also expands further on them. It's important for long-term investors to remember that you don't need an investment trend to necessarily be driven by revolutionary new technologies, or in the case of last week's episode, literal change in the Earth's climate. Sometimes it can be the application of existing technologies in new and innovative ways that can create a significant enough change in the world to match our strict criteria for long-term investing. Software is nothing new. It's the code that tells computer systems what to do. Mathematicians, starting with Ada Lovelace in the 19th century, wrote software for computers before computers had even been built. They did this in anticipation of their creation. A new development in recent years is cloud-based software, offered as an ongoing service to users, known as SaaS, Software as a Service, and the application of this software into fields which have traditionally not seen very much innovation in IT. There are many areas of the modern economy which have seen little change in communications and IT technologies for decades. Some sectors, like entertainment for example, have seen radical change, moving from analog broadcasts of TV and radio signals in the 90s to high-definition streaming of music and video direct to home and mobile devices today. But other sectors over the same period have effectively stagnant. Healthcare is a primary example here. While medical technology has advanced considerably in many aspects, the software and IT systems relied upon by national and local healthcare bodies have not. It is not uncommon to see fax machines, communication by letter or text message used by hospitals in industrialized nations like Japan or the UK. Similarly, many healthcare systems and companies' operation in drug research and development will often not have any unified data collection and interpretation software systems at all, instead relying on a maze of siloed data sets and missing out on the opportunities of a joined-up system. Things are changing. Finally, and potentially in large parts due to the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic, which started in 2020, created a pressing need for healthcare systems to try and cope with unprecedented demands on their services, while also navigating entirely new challenges like developing and then distributing vaccines to hundreds of millions of people. The old way of doing things wouldn't work, and as such, existing technologies and software providers who had solutions for healthcare were brought in to help make the changes needed to meet the challenges of the pandemic. The reluctance of healthcare to trial and use new technologies is understandable in normal times. The cost of failure is so high, literally people might die, that trialing and implementation new systems for communications or data collection are often avoided, while old processes, despite their inefficiencies, are at least known to work and so usually remain the preferred option. But the pandemic has changed this. SaaS and data science businesses, which might have been taken a decade to establish themselves as providers to the healthcare industry, have been fast-tracked and to help deal with the unprecedented challenges of COVID, and in many cases, they worked. The vaccine distribution plan for the United States and United Kingdom, combined population of 400 million, where more than 90% vaccine uptake was needed with multiple vaccine types and doses per person needed, was handled by a single SaaS business, which has hit hero seen little success in providing its services to healthcare. That same business is now looking to be the first technology company to fully unify the UK's laboring healthcare system onto one digital platform, which could save the health service hundreds of millions of pounds and save thousands of lives. Even outside of the healthcare, we're seeing SaaS businesses save lives with existing platforms being used in new ways. Cloud-based software businesses like Cloudflare, which operates a global service network and offers low-cost cybersecurity services, has the system advanced enough that it was able to detect the digital signatures of likely Russian invasions for Ukraine before the event. It was instrumental in supplying Western governments with the information they needed to warn and prepare Ukraine for the eventual invasion. What's more, Cloudflare systems are powerful enough that after the invasion started and Russia attempted to shut down Ukraine's capacity to communicate, Cloudflare was able to keep Ukraine's internet up and running, a critical advantage, which, along with the forward notice of the invasion, contributed significantly to Ukraine's success in repelling Russia's initial invasion. These are just two examples of world-changing, life-saving applications of existing SaaS business models. Software has evolved beyond just offering us spreadsheets and useful ways to video call each other. It is saving lives, and the second example we have, helping to preserve a European democracy. Not bad for the lines of code, huh? Looking forward, you can see how this trend matches our investment criteria for long-term trends very nicely. The implications of this trend are already huge, with a broad array of applications and ways to play the trend, and with markets seeing a major correction this year, many of the companies providing these software services are now trading at 80 to 90% discount to prices from just a year ago. And so, valuations are now much more appealing too. We are not just excited about the investment opportunity here. We are genuinely excited to see how software services like those already mentioned and many others will transform the world for the better in coming years, helping in every aspect of human development, from disease prevention to education, from the alleviation of world poverty to radical improvement of healthcare outcomes, and protecting Western democracy. The future in this trend is likely to be an extraordinary journey, and a journey with significant rewards for investors who get it right. The sources used on today's video were Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, MarketWatch, and Dominion Capital Strategies. My name is Juliana Lato from KNG International Advisors, and we wish you an excellent start of the week. Also, we would like to thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all the important financial news, and don't hesitate to contact us if you have any queries or further comments.